So if I'm costing, I apologize. Ah, man. We got a pretty chill podcast today. We're not really... Like last time we were going through a lot of shit. This time we're just gonna probably mostly be chatting and... we'll do some would you rathers because time and shit. Alright.
Who dares defy me?
They are the villains. Ordinary people on the wrong side of justice.
Oh, yes, I was groomed to be an astronaut. And then the monkey took my rightful place!
Alright. I don't know what episode this is, but hello everybody, and we're back. It's Villains Only Podcast. What's it? 4? 5, something like that. I think it's close. I think it's 4. I don't know.
I don't know.
Because no drops this Friday. We're shooting next Friday. Yeah, it's 4. We're on episode 4. We're here to talk at your faces. Yeah. So, what have we been up to, and what exciting developments have happened this past week?
We won a Warzone.
Wow.
We finally did it.
Sound more enthusiastic, Breach. Shit.
Alright. I just got off work, so but yeah, we won Warzone finally. It 20 years later,
yeah,
honestly, bunch of close calls and tears, we finally did it.
It was honestly kind of easy, anticlimactic. Like, honestly, I thought it was going to come down to like a crazy 1v1, but kind of just third-partied them after they were weak from the previous fight, and they just, yeah.
Held all 3 of us for it.
It was something. That video at this time would have came out on Tuesday, so you guys can check it out. Yeah. So. That was fun. Yeah, go ahead.
In our defense, though, that was probably the only Warzone like final that all 3 of us have been up. Like normally, it's just like 2 of us, and then we're getting 3. We're getting third partied.
Right.
So fourth party.
It was about we got our we finally got the help from the Call of Duty gods, and we got the win. Thank goodness. Yeah, so we're done with that. We still got to do regular Warzone, like I was telling them. I don't know if that's going to be... That's a while. We're going to give ourselves some time. I'm going to give myself time from editing Warzone videos, because those take the longest, because I got to go through, like, 3 hours of footage, because we play for a decently long time. But yeah, so we'll be doing that. And we also did the Call of Duty Wheel of Pain. That was something, I guess. It spices up ranked play for us, because, I don't know, ranked play is kind of boring at this point in the game. I mean, it's kind of dead. So, I mean, I thought that was pretty fun, at the very least. It wasn't easy. It wasn't always, like, enjoyable as in the, like, but it was different, so in that way it was kind of fun. I don't know how you guys thought that out, but...
Honestly, it just depends on which one you got, personally. I think some of them are annoying.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of the point. But yeah, I agree with you. Like, some of them were nearly undoable.
Yeah, like the knife one, especially if you got like...
See, the knife wasn't bad, bro. Like, we both got LCO control. It was bad as in, like, I'm not getting kills, but I could still, like, hop a hill. Inverted controls was probably the one where I was like,
okay,
I'm useless. I might as well not.
Yeah,
like
that's true. That's true. I agree with that one. That one was hard.
The sniper one wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. The sensitivity wasn't even that bad. The color one wasn't as bad as I thought. Like switching the colors. So yeah, we got all that.
Yeah, the color one wasn't bad. I didn't think.
Yeah, no, well, some of them we didn't actually finish. We'll just do it if next time we do the Wheel of Pain. Maybe we'll do it in the new game or something else. I don't know. We'll try to think of something that makes sense for us to do. But yeah, I'm thinking of stuff that we got current events to talk about, but we really don't because the Cold War tournament. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Let me. Is next week like the 30th? Like, yeah, okay. So I guess we could talk about the Cold War tournament because this podcast comes out when we start it. If we get enough teams, we're still 4 teams shy of enough teams. But yeah, you guys excited for that? Are we gonna start prepping for that at some point? I assume. I don't know. It's up to you guys. I don't really. It's just for fun.
I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited for it, but I mean, we'll probably prep. I mean,
yeah, I mean, we'll shoot. We'll go through the maps maybe a little bit. Like, we don't gotta like break them down or anything, but I'd like to get familiar again with some of the hills and shit like that. I don't know. Search, I don't really care because I hate Search on Cold War. Maybe I'll think about it differently on this game, but that's more CeeJ's thing. Like, I'll plant bomb or I'll hold a lane. Like, I don't really care. I'm not stressing that. I want to remember, like, control spawns, stuff like that. HP, I'm pretty locked in on hills still. Maybe there's some comms to refresh on a little bit, but, I mean, me and Breach are running Craig, so I got to get him Crigged up. Actually, I don't know if you're running Craig. We still don't have a 4th. So, yeah, that's also something we can do. Find a 4th.
Yeah.
Goodness.
True.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's
a lot going on.
It up, yeah. Yeah, we don't got a lot going on right now. I don't know. It's off season.
No, it's kind of.
We're waiting.
Yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing really. It's hard, especially with the Call of Duty. The only thing we wait for is like news on the next Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Which sucks. But it is what it is.
Yeah, that is a fact. I was gonna do one of the new segments because, like I said, we don't got a lot to talk about, but I forgot to prep for it. So I don't really have any ideas for it. So we might do that next week. I'm trying to remember what Breach's idea was. We do have some Would You Rathers, but we'll just do that when we're done with this because I don't have that many. Breach, do you recall what you said yesterday? My idea
was
go ahead.
Example, pretty much like one of us says, like we ask, what's your what do you think your best Call of Duty mode is? Obviously, and there's only hardpoint search or control. You say it, and then say why you think that is, and then we either say, yeah, you're right, we agree with you, or yeah, that's not your actual. That we don't agree that that's your best game mode.
Okay, I see what I remember what that is now. I have a question though.
Yeah.
Why don't we do that? Like, say it's me and you're like, what's your favorite game or what's your best game mode? But then you guys tell me like Breach, you'll say what you think it is and why. CeeJ, and then I'll tell you if you're right. Because like you're trying to see what I think my best game mode is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that
we can do it that way. I don't care. Yeah, that's fine.
Like that way makes it more like, you know, if I think this is your best game mode, but you don't, I don't know. It's a little different. Instead of you telling me what my best game mode is like, I get like it's the same idea. It's just kind of flipped. But we can start with that one if we come up with different ideas. I don't know how many we'll get through. I'm watching the clock here, but yeah, we got time to kill. We're 8 minutes in and we've talked about nothing. So, yeah, we'll just start with that game mode. Best game mode. Carry on.
Who you starting with?
We'll just do me because I'm already thinking about it.
Okay.
Because that was my.
What I think your best game mode is probably just currently probably hardpoint. Definitely hardpoint. I think for at least for right now, you know the responds really well. Your gunny's pretty elite right now. So definitely a hard point for sure,
CeeJ,
in my opinion.
and with that thought process.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with the hard point.
Hard point. Ooh. All right.
I definitely want to say control.
I will say, on average, I am a bit of a respawn merchant. I am notoriously bad at search and destroy. Although there was like a week there where I was pretty god tier at search. Didn't even change anything. It was just for some reason making crazy reads, but that did not last long. So yeah, hardpoint probably is the fair for currently. I mean, who knows? Switch it up. Control, I just hate, so I don't really like. I don't think I'm very good at it. I mean, I'm not terrible at control, but I also hard points I'm a little more consistent on as well. So yeah, I guess we'll just go in clock. What? No, this is counterclockwise. I don't know. We're going with breach. I'm not trying to do that. Yeah, that is clockwise. Good on me. All right, breach. Your favorite game mode is. So we're talking currently in this game. See, on normal, like, if I'm talking how your playstyle works best, I would say hardpoint as well. However, I don't know. I feel like every time we're playing search, you like. I know this game's different, but you're usually like pushed up or playing ratty or doing pretty well in search. But I don't know. I think you're kind of in the same boat. I mean, you're a little more consistent in search than me, but I think that you're probably still best in hardpoint. So I'm going to go with that because you like running around, even if because you've been flexing lately, but you still do a good job like putting map pressure on. So I'm still going to go with hardpoint. Go ahead, CeeJ.
Yeah. I mean, I think currently it's a search.
Okay.
It's just something about his screens
We're spicy.
as of late. Like with even with like when he was using the SMG on it, he was still dropping like 2 or 3 pieces pretty consistently on SMG. Not to say he wasn't doing hardpoint, but I think search is kind of an undertone.
Okay. Okay.
I just my problem with it. I think with like search is like one of those things. It depends on like what day it is. Because if I'm feeling impatient, I'm like terrible at search, and that's like that's just like a day-to-day thing. Like some days I can be great at it, some days I can't. Hardpoint, I just think I'm more consistent at, in my opinion, of course. But I mean, I see both your points. So, but I would say hardpoint for me at least. Just out of what I feel.
All right. Hardpoint. So, I mean, there's no points, but technically I win. I just want to state that for everyone at home. I like being a winner. CeeJ, I'll let Breach go first, unless Breach doesn't want to go first, and then I'll go ahead and go.
It's got to be search, right? Like, I just think you make the best for.
Okay.
In my opinion. Hold on.
Okay,
Let me explain.
Go ahead.
Let me explain. I just think, first of all, like out of all of us, I think CeeJ probably has the most iciest ones, and I mean. Those are great in hardpoint, don't get me wrong, but like, and control, but I mean, at the end of the day, you're gonna see the standout 1v1s that matter the most in search. Mm-hmm. I think he's got great reads in search, so I would say search. At least right now, okay. As of right now.
See, I would say as of like last year's search. But I think this is CeeJ's least consistent search game as a whole. I think, he said that multiple times while we're playing. I think that the way he plays this game is a lot more objective focused. So oddly, I think Control. I think he puts up the most consistent numbers in Control. At least damage, he's always tagging people up, playing objective, spawn trapping, shit like that. So I would say Control. Even though his search is usually like god tier, this game, like, he's either dropping 12 or he's dropping 2. You know what I mean? And that's just kind of how this game works sometimes. But like I said, Cold War, he was good at search. I would say that Vanguard. This game, I don't know.
It's not even that. I see your point. It's not even that. I just see the value of, like, even like when we're like he's not, like, he's dead. Like, he has the value of adding, like, the calls. So
no, I agree with
like
that.
I mean, that's my. I'm just dropping point. But I see your point.
I'm not saying CeeJ is useless in search in this game. I'm just saying, as like a scale, I think he's still, like, surprisingly, he's best at Control. I would say it's Control, search, hardpoint, but, like, that's kind of where I'm at. CeeJ, what do you think?
Oh, I mean, we're talking strictly this game.
Yeah, I mean, at this moment, is what we're
talking currently.
It's so tough because I'm inconsistent. I consider myself inconsistent in all three, but I do see both of y'all's points.
Yeah, but who wins?
I mean, as far as, like, numbers play Control, as far as, like, just like breeds, I would agree with Breach.
I think my point of view, and I agree with your point of view. I think my point of view is just like, I just like see like where do I see the value at, and for just the whole entire squad.
Yeah,
and your value at the search is just, in my opinion, is way more impactful than the value in Control. But that's debatable.
Compared to you two, definitely.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like y'all have my, like, number on the respawns in this game, especially. Like, even when I'm, popping off in the respawns, it's kind of, I can't really do that as consistently as I would like to, or traditionally as I used to.
Yeah, that's why that's kind of when I went with Control. It feels like a happy medium. Like, you're able to make good reads and make good plays. Even, you know what I mean? Like, you may not drop the most kills in the lobby, but you're putting damage and you're, like, having big impact on the actual map. So that's, like, from what I've noticed when I'm playing with you, like, Control is usually, I don't know, like I said, for me. Search is still, like, even if you die, you're still pretty helpful in search, too. Don't get me wrong. I was just... It's kind of like a hard thing, because this game is probably, like we said, CeeJ just said it, his least consistent game. Like, if we're talking last year or Cold War, like, that's an easier question for me.
Or even 19, when I first started competing.
I didn't really see any of that. I mean, I've seen it, not, like, played with.
Yeah, but you've seen gameplays.
Yeah, right.
And it's like, it's like I don't know, something about this game I just do not.
Yeah, I think we're all kind of. That's why we're praying for MW3 to be semi-decent. All right. The next question. All right, we're in off season, right?
Yeah.
Which is said persons? We'll start with CeeJ. Maybe we'll just go backwards order. Was what we just did. Who's better? Like, is he better at gunfight, Warzone? Shit, I forgot the other one. Or Splitgate. We'll do that, because I have no clue what third one would be. I guess we could have done Sticks and Stones, but we'll do this.
I don't even know.
I know what was CeeJ.
And it's not. I don't think it's gunfight. In my opinion, I think he's probably better at Splitgate. I think it just fits his size more. It's more slow. It's not slow, but it's like...
Yeah, it's like methodical.
Right? Yeah, and the gunfights are slower. It's not... I mean, the pace of it is fast, but the gunfights are more... Yeah. But the gunfight, when it's specifically gunfight, it's just like a slow thing, and I think that fits his style better. in my opinion. So I think he's better at Splitgate. I don't think he's bad at Warzone either. I think it's just like this Warzone in particular, I just don't. I don't know. I don't think it fits any of us really, but
Yeah.
that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I'm with you on Splitgate. I think because he's usually good at search, like especially in the 3v3 mode, you know, he knows when to play his life, when to push, like all that stuff. So I say Splitgate for off-season stuff.
Sure.
So CeeJ, what do you got?
Probably so, because I consider myself pass at gunfight, and then with Warzone, I mean, I get some reads and stuff, but it's like I don't think I'm as consistent as I should be. Probably a lot more consistent in Splitgate.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think any of us are consistent at Warzone.
What?
Well,
Straight up.
like my
Yeah.
some of my like reads and calls, I feel like it's
Yeah.
one of the more consistent,
Yeah.
especially compared to gunfight.
Yeah, I agree with all that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Breach. My gunfight duo most of the time. I'd say gunfight for Breach. Breach hates Warzone. He gets mentally shocked often during Warzone matches. He rages. So I think that hurts Warzone. Splitgate, I think we're all pretty good at it. But like on a side-by-side basis, I think that gunfight, maybe? I don't know. It's more or less what you think you're better at. Like I said, I think we're all solid at Splitgate for most of the time. But if I had to like put the numbers side by side, I'd probably go with gunfight just because it is COD. You know, that's like our main thing. And I don't know. I don't think we've played it now we've played gunfight more than Splitgate, so I'm going gunfight. Across Cold War and current game, so let CeeJ go because I mean I'm sticking with gunfight. I'm not confident in it, but from what I've seen, I think gunfight's pretty solid for Breach.
But I haven't seen a whole lot of his gunfight. I've seen like moments of like clips of him, but that's really about it.
Okay.
Say Splitgate.
Ooh, Splitgate.
I'm gonna be honest. I think I'm like 100 times better at gunfight than I am Splitgate personally, and just in my opinion. But I mean, we're all solid. I'm not bad at Splitgate. That's not. But I just think, obviously, I think gunfight. It just. First of all, it's just like it's COD again. It's one of those things. We play COD. We play COD 95% of the time. So it's like, I would say I'm definitely gunfight is definitely my best for sure.
All right.
And for yours, I have no question. It's gunfight. Might not be your favorite, but it's what you're best at for sure. 100%. Maybe Warzone. You're probably the best at us at Warzone, but I don't think you like Warzone enough. So I don't know. I don't know your opinion on that, but
yeah, I mean,
I know you like gunfight, and I know you're good. So
I know he's good at it too.
are you both on gunfight?
Yeah,
I am. Yeah.
CeeJ do be quiet, but it's clear, so I think I heard it. I'd say as far as best goes, definitely say gunfight. To specify, probably Cold War. I think this game I'm solid at it, but I think what helps me in Cold War is I snipe like a god in Cold War, so that kind of bumps me a little bit in that. I think I'm better at gunfight. Splitgate, of us three, I'd say I'm the worst at Splitgate. I don't know, just something about the hip fire. Like I just don't particularly like. I enjoy it. I have a lot of fun, but I have no ice. Like most of the time, I'm losing my gunfights. I may pop off every once in a while, but I'd say gunfight's fair. Warzone I have fun with, but comparatively, I'm leaning gunfight. So yeah. All right, we'll do one more, and we're gonna do cross games, right? you know,
Mm-hmm.
Cold War, Vanguard, MW19, this one, next one. What role are they consistently better at, AR or SMG? And if, we're going off of what you prefer, right? Like what I prefer, whatever. But do you have a case for why they should do a different role type thing? We'll do that at a slight caveat. You know what I mean? Like, just to make it a little more interesting, because I think we all know exactly what we're thinking. But at the same time, might as well explain if you think otherwise. So don't just do what you think I'll say. Do what you think, genuinely. And we'll go back around. So start with me, I guess.
We're going across like MW19 till now.
Just like game to game. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. Next game, they're still gonna be good at it, type thing. Like, it's always it's consistent through everything.
I think you're really good at AR, but I don't know. I kind of filthy at SMG too. It's kind of I think the sad part about it is you're really good at AR, but you're one of those pieces, like, especially out of like the three of us, that like you have to play AR because like I'm okay at AR, I think, but in previous games I don't think that was the case. I think I'm getting the hang of it, but I don't think I don't know. I think you would be a really good SMG, but I think you've always been great at AR, so I'm gonna say AR.
All right.
But you do have a case though that you could be really filthy SMG. Personally,
CeeJ.
I feel punch.
Okay.
Cold War, onward.
We can't hear you, CeeJ.
I don't know.
So you know. Yeah.
Why can't you hear me?
It sounds like
You sound like
whispering sweet little nothings into our ears. If I were to
sounds like you're far away.
Yeah. Sounds like you're
Better?
across the street just screaming. No, not really.
Oh my god.
But
me
you're
try to-
screaming and I can't really hear you because there's like a lot of traffic and yeah, okay, he's gone.
Is that better?
Holy shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better. Alright, cool. Go ahead, CeeJ.
And I'm not yet. I've known you from Cold War onward. Though Cold War would be kind of a hard one to really judge too much off of,
Mhm.
Especially now.
Right.
But I would love to see you make the switch full time to SMG personally, and I think you'd just be flat out guilty.
I agree. I think you're good at SMG.
I think AR you'd probably be a little more consistent at throughout the CODs. But as far as like if you're talking about just potential wise, I think SMG would be the go-to.
All right. So I'd say, from my perspective, I've been able to, like, since I've played with you guys at least, AR's kind of been my like role. I think is safe to say. I've switched at points, but not really for long term. But I've always felt more comfortable in SMG as far as like what I want to do on the map. But I think that just based on what we've played as, I'd say AR just because, but I also would like to be an SMG or at least try it. But I think if like you were going to put me against people that, you know, in comp COD, I have a better chance on AR currently because I've been running that for 3 years now. So I think if I got if I switched to SMG and I gave it an effort, I think maybe my ceiling would be higher. but I also think my floor would be lower. I think AR is a little more consistent. So
I think
both right
I think I agree.
in what you said. So I guess that makes sense.
I think I agree. I think I agree with you on that. I think well, I think if you were to go like you were saying, like compete against top challenger players, I think you do better with the AR.
Right.
Because there's some twisted SMGs, but I think if you're just talking about on a consistency level, AR. But I mean, if you gave it a go and really put all the effort in, I think you could be a really filthy SMG.
And I think depending on the team around him, he'd really shine. You know, because he does have the potential, like he does have that flakiness within his gameplay. That's really essential as an SMG. It's just something about his gameplay. It's just I'm a lot more attracted to his SMG gameplay than his AR gameplay.
Fair enough.
I think that can be easy though sometimes, because I think SMG is always going to be more flashy. Like you get an AR kill, yeah, you're like, okay, yeah, nice. But an SMG, the kills are always going to be a little more flashy, just the way you have to get them.
They get the blood pumping a little different, you know. You gotta be a little zooted when you're on the SMG, hitting them corners, going crazy, turning on people.
True.
I mean, even in this game, which is like shotgun SMG, it's still like, I don't know if I snap on somebody with an SMG compared to AR. Like AR just looks easy. I think that's pretty much the conception through it all. Breach. I have played with you since Vanguard. I've played with you on Cold War, not during season. And MW19? No? Yes? I don't know.
We played a 1v1, I guess.
Yeah, okay. So, in my opinion, I think your playstyle and what I've seen from you, like gameplay-wise, communication, all that, I think you fit like an slaying flex role best. I don't know. Like Vanguard, you were absolutely insane with the SMG, but like at the same time, if you picked up an AR, I wasn't like concerned or anything, especially like on a Gavitu. In this game, you've been able to run AR pretty well. I think if like next game, I think we're in the same boat of like AR potential is probably about the safest route, you know what I mean? Like I think your AR play, if you kept working at it, could be your like better role. But I don't know. I haven't seen, like, you just recently kind of started it because like last year, like I said, you'd pick up an AR and do well, but you didn't actually like play the flex role. You were main SMG, I think, the whole season. So it's a little hard for me to gauge that. But if like I wanted to see something type perspective, I think I'd like to see you actually give a flex a go, because that way, like if you're the flex, you can switch to SMG when we need you to on hills, like stuff like that. I think you would be best as a flex. Like SMG, I think you're super solid, but it kind of makes, like, sometimes it makes me wonder, like, would you just be a more consistent AR, at least on, like, I don't know, search gameplay? Search gameplay, hard points, like, you play a little bit, especially this game, you play a little bit more like a flex than a main SMG. Like, you're still aggressive, but you're not, like, I don't know, it's really weird, because last year I would definitely have disagreed with myself, like, in Vanguard. So it's really hard for me to gauge. Like, you've changed so much over just a year, and, like, improved in that aspect, where you, like, you're more strategic now, and you make, like, a lot better decisions on what you're doing, that I think that if you know, keep an AR out, I think you're getting more kills on average than with the SMG. Like, you might have a 45 kill game with an SMG one time, but I think you're dropping 35 with an AR most games, in my opinion. But that's just me. So.
And then for me, I've played against Breach in Cold War. And I've played with and a bit against him in Vanguard. And then I've had plenty of time with him in 32. Uh, I found him S tier on the AR when it comes to like just out of the three titles. But as far as like the Vanguard, like when the game's like fast paced like that, I feel like he gets lost within the pacing of it. You know, as far as, and I think we can all agree on that. But as far as the, I feel like if he were to have been in AR that game more consistently, I think he would have been more team work kind of player compared to because it kind of forced him to play back a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that would have been more, in some ways, work better for the team as a whole with him on as a Slayer flex.
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't put him at main.
Yeah.
But I think it's the player basis.
I think it's
probably his highest feeling.
Yeah. I mean, if he was to play AR, it would have to be flex because there's no sense of putting him on main when he's ran SMG the way he has. Like, it just would be a waste in that sense.
Yeah, it would be.
Like, do I want to play main either? Probably not. But of the two of us, I trust him to, like, be more consistent in the roles that you need to. So I guess we'll let Breach.
He does.
You know, I came up with a name for this segment too, but I'll just do that post.
Yeah. I think here's my viewpoint on it. I think when it comes to SMG, I think I have pressure on the map. Maybe I feel like I think it's one of those things I feel like I add more value, but no, that's not always the case. Sometimes I feel like I clean up the kills too, like with the AR. So like, I don't know. I think it depends on the day, to be straight with you. Mm-hmm. It just depends on, I think this game was particularly different. So I'm not going to judge it off this game, but, if we come to gun, like basis, just whether it's an AR or an SMG, I think I'm better with AR. I think I bring more an impact with the SMG though, in my opinion. But you know, that's how I'm looking at it. Of course, I think I'm definitely probably. I think I'd probably agree with. Well, I mean, it depends on who we're playing to, but I mean, you know,
you mainly just like the experience with an AR though. That's
like.
I mean,
if you ask me, I would almost say it's slightly flipped. Like, I think you're maybe arguably better on an SMG, like pound for pound, like straight up. But I think your impact with an AR flex roll would be significantly better. I don't know. Like I said, we have a small sample size, but even in like last game, like if we could go back and just try it, who knows? I think that might have even worked out too. So I mean, I guess we'll find out next game if we want to. But
yeah, I think it was just hard. I think like especially in that game particularly, that game was like probably the worst game to like switch because like once you got used to that MP40 movement, going to a well, you guys went back and forth. Or well, at least Marston did.
Yeah, I was gonna say CeeJ switched, but he doesn't like permanent. He was just filling in for us. I will say switching was hell. I mean, I went from main to sub to flex to sub to flex again, and yeah, I know what you mean. It was a very different type of game. You had to play.
And this game's not a normal COD either, so it's like it's very different. Yeah, it's very different. So like I can't judge it. I mean, I'm gonna give it a shot next year to see how like the AR works for me and stuff like that. But I mean, we'll see. Honestly, it can be a toss up personally.
Yeah, I agree. As for CeeJ, I mean, I don't know if me and Breach are gonna be on the same boat here. I think CeeJ has like been SMG since I've known him. I know he ran AR at MW19. This game, I mean, I don't know. I think the doesn't use AR ever, so it's hard for me to judge that. Like every time I see CeeJ's running SMG, the one time he ran AR this year, I don't recall him enjoying it. So, I would say probably SMG, but at the same time, I think his playstyle is slightly main AR oriented in the fact that his, at this point in time, like his COD awareness, like his game IQ is at a point where I think if he would take the time to learn an AR, or if he wanted to, like he could probably be a above average main in a lot of that, just because of his game IQ at some of that. So, like I said, I haven't seen it, you know, because he's been in SMG since I known him, but I don't know. That's just my thought. I'm kind of
Mark, I actually agree. I actually agree with you on that. I think I mean, obviously, game to game, it's hard to tell. But at a current, like if you have to go at a current state, definitely more main AR. I mean, I think he's great. He's not bad. He's not great. Or he's not bad with an SMG, is what I'm saying. He's great with an SMG, I think. But I think, especially with his game IQ, and at least in this game, I think it would be he'd be a great main AR. I'd like to see it, depending. But I mean, I don't know. I think he was really great in Cold War too. So,
all right. So what do you got for us?
I have a mixed emotion on that.
I was gonna say, I know you're gonna hit us with the SMG stuff. So, from this point of view, I guess just let us know what you think about the AR thing, and then.
So bringing some context, right? I've only been competing since 20, but like at least a bit into the season, and I started off as a flex, but the AR to SMG flex, you know, you had your two ARs, you had your two SMGs, and I was the guy.
Yeah.
In that game, I preferred AR just because of the movement in that game, starting especially when we learned Claw, all this different stuff. AR was just wild.
Okay.
Trying to get into a sense. And then in Cold War, I went in playing AR because of how the team was constructed. And then I moved to SMG. I stuck with it since, for the most part.
Right.
Cold War, I was able to run both at a high level. Including, I've done main, I've done flex, I've done both SMGs, but as far as like the SMG, I was 4 Slayer.
Right.
As Marksman well knows. Previous went against it during some scrims or really practice matches. I don't know what you would necessarily call that.
Sixes? I don't know. From what I watched, it wasn't it 3v3? Some fugazi.
It was 3v3 4v4.
It was mostly 3v3s, but
yeah,
just because we never had enough, but you know, yeah.
And then Vanguard, I had my moments with an AR. Like I was for the large part of the year, I was like that SMG flex that I would have preferred main SMG.
Right.
Just because of how I would have preferred to have played the game.
Right.
But I think I was better with SMG in that game.
Yeah.
And then this game.
Right. It's kind of been a mixed bag this game, but I guess
I wouldn't have considered myself pretty good at this game.
I don't know. I guess my question more or less is like going forward, like next COD, it's going to be significantly different in some aspects, but as far as like guns are probably going to be the same. I don't see I mean, unless they do some weird shit to like how they actually function in game, I doubt that they change. Maybe we switch to a different SMG. I don't see the tack changing really. I mean, the movement's going to change.
Yeah.
Probably the gunplay is going to have to tweak a little bit to fit that. But do you think that you could run main, or do you think that you wouldn't even consider it? I guess it's more or less our question.
I wouldn't want to consider it.
Right.
If I were to compete again,
I guess I've known that you wouldn't want to do it. My question is, do you think if you did do it, that you may be successful at it, regardless of whether you'd want to or not?
It depends on the result of the team, and if I was IGL.
Right. Because like you were IGL on SMG in Cold War. I think that if you brought that back, like we haven't really calmed, I don't know, since midway through Vanguard in the way that you're supposed to. So if you brought that CeeJ back, I think on AR you would be able to do a great job on that. But like I said, if you'd think mostly gameplay wise, you don't think you could do it, then I mean, that's for you to decide, really.
I would struggle depending on what kind of main AR you're talking. Because it's changed over time throughout the years.
Right. Yeah, I mean that's safe to say.
I think I'd be, if I were to go composite pod, I'd be more consistent on SMG. But if I were to say, you know, if the team constructed around me properly was correct, I could run that.
Okay. Yeah, like we were kind of saying, is just from what we've seen, honestly. Yeah, I guess that kind of wraps it up. I mean, we're just throwing shit at the wall at this point. We were gonna do Would You Rather's, but we kind of run out of time because if this gets any longer, our watch time is going to be injured severely. So I think we're gonna wrap it up here. Next podcast we'll probably talk about how we are doing in the Cold War tournament, pending if we're actually playing that. That being said, we'll have other content coming your way every Tuesday and Wednesday because we're doing reactions. So hope you guys, have a good day. I guess I don't know. Have a good day. Maybe. Yeah. We'll see you in the next one, and hope you enjoyed.